Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be doing my reaction and review for LEGO Ninjago Season 14, Episode 3, The Gift of Jay. If you would like to check out my reaction to this episode, you can be sure to go down below to the top of the description of the video, where you'll find a link leading you over to Google Photos, where you'll be able to view the full uncut reaction to the episode with all of the footage, so you can watch along with me. And then over on this video, I'll be telling you my full spoiler review for the episode, where I give you all of my thoughts and opinions on it. So without further ado, be sure you check out the episode first, but for now, let's get straight into the spoiler review. So for this episode, I really enjoyed it, honestly. I've been really enjoying the island thus far. I thought that episodes 1 and 2 were really great, and I think that episode 3 definitely holds up as well. The episode basically picks up where we left off, with the ninja now kind of being thrown in prison, but it turns out that they're going to take one of them and turn them into basically a gift, they say, but of course we kind of know that they mean a sacrifice, and they end up picking Jay because Jay winds up speaking out and saying, hey, can't we like work something out here? Do we really have to do this? And then they wind up selecting him to be this gift. So now, of course, hence the title of the episode, The Gift of Jay. And then we see the other ninja get locked up, so we get separated from Jay now, but we actually get to see in the prison, which I did kind of expect, we run into Misako, Wu, and Clutch Powers. So very cool that they finally get to reunite here within this episode, of course, so that's really nice to see as well. And they kind of just discussed like what they were doing on this island here, and also like what are these keepers and what are they trying to do here. And basically Misako seems to say that they don't seem like they're necessarily violent or anything, but they're just protective. So of course that makes sense. That's kind of what everyone's been making a theory of, that they aren't actually villains, they're more just antagonists within this season. They're not actually like bad people, but they're just trying to defend, of course, their storm amulet. So it makes a lot of sense, of course. And then once we finish up with them, we then head over to Lloyd, basically, who is talking with Twitchy, and they're kind of just discussing like what's going on here, and that Lloyd has to go save his friends, of course, and Twitchy, of course, being a bit of a coward, is a little bit more apprehensive to doing this. So Lloyd kind of winds up just having to go out on his own, basically. And then we cut back to now Jay, which I thought these moments were pretty funny with Jay. I really enjoyed these parts of the episode, probably the most, I would say, at least for like the comedic moments of the episode, although there is one moment at the end that I really did enjoy as well, but we'll get to that later on. But basically Jay winds up meeting Polaric here, who I'm assuming that's the pronunciation of the name. We never get to hear it within the episode, so that's just what I'm assuming here, but it's basically the two-headed keeper here, and I thought that character was pretty cool, maybe a bit wasted, I suppose, but when you're dealing with a 4-episode season with 11 minutes each, there isn't a lot you can do with these characters, so it's kind of like a one-off sort of joke here with having the two heads and the two somewhat different personalities there, but still, I feel like it was a bit of a missed opportunity, but it still leads to a fairly funny moment right here, where there's a lot of confusion between Jay kind of thinking why they want him as a gift, and he thinks because, oh, you saw me using my elemental powers of lightning, so you must want to like have me as your gift. And of course that would kind of make logical sense, because of course they utilized the storm, so it would make sense that they would take an interest in Jay the most, but of course we know that is not the case. But then we go back with Lloyd, who is now working together with Zippy the dragon. So I thought that was really interesting and cool, because of course Lloyd is the one who's included with the jungle dragon set, and he's kind of like the one who they kind of promote as the like kind of like best friend of Zippy, even though it seems like within one of the earlier episodes it seemed more like Nia had a closer connection to the dragon, but now we get to kind of see that be fleshed out with Lloyd, so I really did like that. So it kind of does end up being that Lloyd kind of gets to spend the most time with the dragon, so I thought that made the most sense, so I did like getting to see that. And he basically winds up playing fetch with the dragon, throwing around the coconut, and that winds up, of course, kind of making a way, or making a pathway for him to get into this prison, because Zippy just kind of starts taking out all of the keeper guards. And then Lloyd gets to reunite with all of the ninja, his mother as well, which of course is a very nice moment there as well. So I did like getting to see that. It was a cool moment. And as well, I thought it was just funny how Lloyd puts on a little bit of camouflage as well. It happens earlier with Twitchy, but I just thought it was a little funny thing of him like getting extra serious because he's all out on his own doing this solo mission. So I thought that was pretty fun. So fortunately enough, Lloyd is able to, of course, kind of help them escape by taking one of the keeper's staffs, or keys, I suppose you could call it, and then opening up the prison cell for all of them, so that's really good as well. And then they wind up kind of splitting off from Clutch powers unknowingly, because of course it's kind of a running joke that everybody forgets about Clutch, and then they wind up being like, where did he go? And then you find out that he actually went to go try to take the amulet again, so of course kind of putting Clutch in a bit of a weird role, I suppose, almost not as like a villain, but as a bit of a thief here. And even though he keeps like, and they're trying to like illustrate that no, this is for like research purposes, and I need to study this artifact, but really, do you need to do that? I think this thing's more meant to be with the keepers here on this island, so I'm not sure how much you can actually learn from it, but basically, they try to like confront Clutch and tell him that you need to like leave the storm amulet here, but of course, being his self-centered self, he winds up like still trying to hold on to it, and then the ninja get ambushed once again and captured again, which I thought was just kind of funny that as soon as they escape, they wind up getting captured again. I feel like that happens to the ninja quite a bit within some of the seasons, so I always find that to be kind of funny that you think they're winning the battle, but then they just wind up taking a step back and getting captured again. So now they're out on the beach here, and now we get to kind of like the climax of the episode here, where now we see that Jay is basically about to be sacrificed, and I thought this moment was just done really well. It definitely raised the intensity, because I feel like when you watch Ninjago, at least from my perspective, because of course I'm older than I think like what the target demographic is for Ninjago, so if you're younger, I feel like some of these moments might feel more intense to you because you don't know like what's going to happen or how high the stakes are, but I feel like just from my perspective, you can always kind of tell that all the ninja are gonna make it out of here okay and everyone's gonna be fine. But I honestly, even though I was like pretty sure that of course Jay was gonna be alright, because we've seen stuff for the next season which kind of ruins that for the intensity of the moment, but I still thought it was really well done. The music was great for it. You have this slow moment of Jay kind of about to be sacrificed to Wojira, and then you have a really cool ominous shot of like Wojira, or what is supposed to be Wojira, coming out of the fog. Honestly, I have a theory that I don't think it's actually Wojira, and I think it might be something going on behind the scenes here. I'm not sure what's going to wind up happening with that, but it seems like it's just a little bit off. I don't know, it almost looks fake. I can kind of see from like the mist that it's behind, so I think something's definitely going on there, and I think that Jay's gonna make it out of it alright, but still, it made for a very cool and intense moment, and also kind of put the keepers more in like what seemed like a villainous role, but I think that it's going to wind up being that they're actually alright, and that maybe it's someone else behind all of this, so I'm not sure what will wind up happening with that, but I just found it to be a really great and intense moment and climax for the episode. And the funniest moment in the climax to me was honestly when Jay is basically just like, how could I possibly be a gift? And then Kai's like, yeah, who would ever want Jay? And then Nia just interjects by saying, me? And I thought that was just really funny, a very funny little moment there that of course Nia and Jay are together, and Kai's just kind of writing it off like, oh, who would possibly want Jay? So I thought that was just a pretty funny moment. So I'd just say overall this episode was honestly really fantastic. I thought they did a great job with it. I felt that it had a good pace to it as well, and it moved along the story really well also, because I always feel like in each season of Ninjago, especially the recent ones with the 11-minute format, I feel like when we get to the finale, it always feels like there's a lot that they're left to kind of wrap up in the finale, and sometimes I feel like I'm worried of it being a bit rushed, and surprisingly with this season, even though I know a lot of people think it's being rushed through because of course it's limited to only 4 episodes, but I honestly think they've done a really good job of building this to where I can kind of see how they would be able to kind of wrap this all up in the short 11-minute format for the next episode. So I think that's really good. I feel like they've done a great job of that, including a good amount of action within the season so far, some good character moments as well. So I feel like it's been a very fun and engaging and just entertaining season overall, and this was just just a great episode as well. But now I want to hear all of your thoughts on the episode down below in the comment section. Be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions, and what do you think is going to happen in the finale. I'll be watching that and doing a reaction and review for that as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that also, and the best way to do so, of course, is by subscribing, and also leave a like on this video if you did enjoy, and let me know if you watched the reaction and the review as well. I'm always curious how many people go and watch the reaction, and then how many only watch the review, or how many watch both, all of those different variations, so be sure to let me know that also. But just thanks so much for watching in general. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.